We're number one. We're number one. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into the postgame show here. Jay Zawaski and Mario Tirabassi here in our West Loop CHGO studios. Greg Boysen is at the United Center and will be reporting on the game soon. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Jay Zawaski. Mario's at Mario_Tirabassi, and we are at CHGO_Blackhawks, while Twitter is still a thing. The Golden Knights win the game 4-1. Taylor Radish gets the Blackhawks' lone goal, and 4-1 doesn't look good. And watching this game, there were so many moments where the three of us at the United Center and then the two of us back here at the studio just said, my God, these guys cannot buy a goal.
Fitting for Vegas, but yes.
Yeah, the chances were there. The effort was there, as it typically is. They had good looks. A lot of shots were blocked. You want to give credit to Vegas for having really good sticks, playing their spaces really, really well, their gaps, and just another result of this team simply not having the talent to compete. And with the loss, the Blackhawks are now number one in the tank standings, number 32 in the league. Now, they've got some games in hand on the Anaheim Ducks, who beat the Canadiens tonight. But as it stands right now, no team in the NHL has fewer points than the Blackhawks.
That's worth cracking one.
Crack it open. That delicious Goose Island 312.
Same as their points percentage.
Is it really?
No.
Oh, that would be
It's
fascinating.
pretty close, though, I think.
Yeah, that would be. That's interesting. We're going to have a poll up in our YouTube page there really quick. So when you see that pop up, make sure you vote on it. We're going to get to it as the game goes on. I think, Mario, there's no better example of the Hawks' snake-bit nature in this one than Philip Kurashev, who played an amazing game. Okay, sorry.
He played a very good game. Let me back down.
He played a really good game. Hit the post twice.
Yeah.
No goals, no assists. But was probably the best Hawk on the ice.
No points, no registered shots on goal. But yeah, he was, and he consistently over the last 2-3 weeks, month of the season, while there hasn't been much good for this Blackhawks team, he's been one of the few bright spots. He's consistently one of the most effective players, night in and night out. Even if it's not showing up on the score sheet, he's making things happen. He's creating offensive chances. He's, defensively, he's been effective. He breaks up a lot of passes through the neutral zone, which you'll love to see. And without Lucas Reichel here, Philip Kurashev is really one of the young players that Blackhawks fans have to focus on their development in a meaningful way. And we've said it a number of times on this podcast throughout the season. He's playing much better this year than he did last year, and I think it's because he's getting consistent opportunities to be impactful. He's not playing, sheltered third line minutes. He's not, he's playing on the power play. He's playing in the top six, and he's earned it this season. So, and then tonight was another night where, you were able to see why we continue to say when this team is ready to contend again, ready to be a team that's going to fight for a playoff spot, there's a real chance and a likelihood that Philip Kurashev is part of that team.
All right, the poll is up. It says the Blackhawks are number one in the tank standings. Are they the worst team in the league? So vote on that poll. Make sure while you're voting, you smash that like button. We would greatly appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed to the page. And if you're listening to the podcast proper, make sure you are following or subscribed to the podcast as well. Yeah, Kurashev has been really good all year, and I had sort of a tongue-in-cheek hashtag going early on, the hashtag extend Kurashev, which won't be difficult because he's arbitration eligible and will get a very reasonable contract going forward. So not an issue. But I just really like his game. I think the two-way element is coming along for him, and when he starts converting some of these chances, I think that's going to help, because you see a lot of these guys really frustrated, really squeezing the sticks. Another guy who had a terrific game with nothing to show for it is Patrick Kane. 5 shots on goal, 3 more shot attempts, nothing to show for it. Probably 2 or 3 really good looks that in any other Patrick Kane year ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah.
He is just absolutely snake bit. Every night we look at the score sheet, he's got 5, 6, 7 shots on goal with no results. And yeah, you can say maybe you don't put him out there with Sam Lafferty. Fair, fine. Okay. But he's still getting good looks. He's still getting good chances. He's just not converting. And you'd think at some point that would start to turn itself around. But we're, 28 games into the year now?
28 games.
And it hasn't happened yet. It will. I'm still convinced it's going to. If he ends up having 5, 6, 7 shots on goal a night.
You'd got to imagine that eventually a player like Patrick Kane will be able to break out of a slump like that. But yeah, he leads the team in shots on goal. He's out close to or at 100 shots this season, 4 goals. Yeah. Like, if you like,
that's about 4%.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
brain.
so. My
big brain, Jay.
I'm sorry, it's just a big head. My math skills can tell me that's 4%. Yeah, that's. If you would have told me this season that Patrick Kane was going to shoot 4%, I would have looked at you and said, I know it's going to be bad. It's not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
It's been that bad for him. And it's not for, he's not just shooting pucks from 50 feet out and easy saves. Like these are more often than not really good, high quality chances. He had at least 2 tonight where, like you said, like it's just something about this season where Patrick Kane is just not hitting things in the sweet spot. He had a great one-time opportunity that I think he just caught on the edge of his blade, not like right in the meat of the blade, just on the edge of it. And Thompson was able to make a relatively routine save on it. But it was an opportunity that you would expect Patrick Kane to bury those, and it's just this season, for whatever reason, it's not working for him. I think maybe Jonathan Toews might have taken a little bit of his secret stuff to start the year.
I don't know. It's got to be frustrating for him. A guy who is so used to success, is so used to converting, is so used to being the best player on the ice for either team. You'd say
he still usually is.
He is, right. But as we talk about the big story of the season, the futures of Kane and Toews, we could say, Kane's going to get frustrated and he's going to want out. But I think the frustration he's probably feeling right now is with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like better line mates, but that's a different story for a different day, and eventually he will.
Yeah.
But he can't really be mad at anybody because he hasn't really been doing much of anything in terms of production. Yes, shots on goal are great, good looks are great, all those things, but the point production's not there. So knowing Patrick Kane's personality and the way kind of guy he is, he's probably more frustrated with himself than anything.
Yeah. If he was putting up 40 points this season and they were in the same position that they are, then I think he would probably, the frustrations would be with where the team is in the standings. But he does put a ton of weight on himself to be the best performer, the highest producer on the team. So I think you're right. If there's any frustrations, it's with himself. And look, Tuesday night, you saw why the frustrations would have been there for a guy like Jonathan Toews because it's a big night for Alex Ovechkin. It's a defensively, structurally bad game for the team as a whole, and he's got to answer questions about a guy who just scored a hat trick to get to 800 goals. Just an incredible feat, but it happens at his expense, and his team's expense. So you can understand the frustrations from Toews there. But I mean, I'd like to see who, if anybody, speaks to the media after this game tonight because they got to hop on a flight and go out to Minnesota for tomorrow's game. But I would love to, I'd love to know what the mood is of the locker room after a game like tonight, where this was a Vegas team that they're without a lot of their firepower. They don't have Shea Theodore. They don't have Alex Pietrangelo.
Jack Eichel.
Jack Eichel's not playing. Max Pacioretty is not playing. Like, they don't have their guns going.
Right.
And it still comes out where this, you still come out to a 4-1 loss.
Yeah.
So if ever there's times where the Blackhawks think that, hey, maybe we have an opportunity to jump on a team that is not at full strength, even then, this team is not built to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. And to our question in the chat, are they the worst team? My answer, and we can get into it a little bit more later in the show, but my quick answer is they have been built to be the worst team in the league, and now after being 0-2-1 to start the season, they're back in last place, and I think this is where they deservedly should be.
Yeah, I agree. We're definitely going to get into that as the show goes on. Lots of really good questions in the chat.
Mike pointing out to me, Pacioretty's no longer with Vegas. That's correct. I spaced on that.
Well, he's still not there.
But
technically you're correct.
Technically, I'm correct, but he's not he's not part of the organization. I forgot that he was traded, but he also is injured for the year. So
there's a comment back a bit from No Roids Just Rage, our buddy right there, says Kane isn't putting enough points right now to become the Hawks' all-time leading scorer. I feel bad he just can't get it done with this roster, and that's what we sort of speculated was, does he want to go win, or does he want to break Stan Mikita's records? But at this pace, it's not going to happen because next year's roster, it'll be maybe, if he stays, it'll be maybe slightly improved because they just have to spend money. But you're going to be without Taves. You're probably going to be without Domi and Athanasiou.
Yeah.
That now seems a little less likely than it did when the season began, because we all thought Patrick Kane was going to have his Patrick Kane season like he always does, and he simply hasn't.
Right.
A couple other things in there in the chat I wanted to get to. There was a comment from Alan K asking if Taves had a bad game until the Hawks were down 3 and he turned it on. I think what we're seeing from Jonathan Taves is that he just is not he's lost a step, clearly. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the skill he used to have, where back in the day when you would see him stick handle one-on-one with somebody, he would usually win those matchups. He's not winning those matchups as consistently anymore. Now and again, he'll still do it.
Yeah.
But now it's sort of ending in a draw, or he's losing it flat out. And when those plays fail, they look real bad, right? Like he's trying to stick it around, and the puck's turned over, and it looks like a lack of effort. I don't see him not trying. I just see him not succeeding as much as he's used to, or was used to back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even part of it is, missing the entire 2021 season and physically not being able to be himself anymore. But it's also just, this guy's played, 15, 16 seasons in the NHL?
Not to mention how many playoff runs equaling how many other seasons.
Tons of miles on him for a 34-year-old. So, yeah, eventually, it's very rare that you're going to see players be able to be at their peak for a very long time, especially into their mid and late 30s. So the expectation of what we've been used to seeing from Jonathan Taves, he's not the same player, but he has had a bounce back year. But yeah, it's just it's limited in what he can do now. He's no longer going to be able to go out and score 20 plus 30 goals. He's not going to be able to put up 50, 60, 70 point seasons and also play 20 plus minutes a night, be on your top power play, your top penalty kill, and win 60% of his faceoffs. Like, he's still doing some of those things.
Yeah.
But he can't do it all anymore.
Well, yeah, look, just like what we saw with Brent Seabrook, it is a natural decline in your game. Wayne Gretzky at the end wasn't the Wayne Gretzky that was scoring 92 goals back. You know what I mean? Like, right, it is a natural part of aging in sports. And I think Taves has done a really good job of rediscovering what he has to do to stay effective. He's never going to be 2013, 2015 Jonathan Taves.
No.
Those days are over.
Won't be again.
But he also shouldn't be expected to. Alex Ovechkin, if you I think it was easier to see if you were at the game.
Yeah.
37 years old. His only objective is to score goals. He will literally,
which isn't
stand
new.
still. Yeah. But he will literally stand still in the offensive zone with his stick horizontal, and he'll just watch.
Mm-hmm.
And if the puck goes out of the zone, all right, he's going to go line changer. He's going to go float at the blue line for the puck to come the other way. That is how Ovechkin is surviving at 37 years old in the NHL. And honestly, it is not really fair to compare Ovechkin and Toews because they have played different games their entire career. Yeah. And Ovechkin is one of 3 people in the history of the league to do what he's done. So saying, well, Ovechkin's doing it, why can't Toews do it? Okay. It's like, well, Gretzky did it, why can't Brendan Shanahan do it? Right. They're both really good players with great careers, but you know what I mean?
It's in completely different
It's
styles.
apples and oranges.
Yeah, and when the Capitals were in town on Tuesday, Luke Richardson made a comment and said, I remember being on the ice for Alex Ovechkin's first game, and what made him a special player, and the fact that he's out there, he can score goals and run over you to score a goal and stuff, and he still plays that way. And when he said that, I was just like, I kind of, not in front of Luke Richardson. I would never do this in front of Luke Richardson, but in the back of my mind, I was just like, does he still play that way? Like, yeah, he's still big, but I can't remember the last time that Ovechkin was out there
laying
steamrolling
people
and flying all over the ice and everything like that. He's out there, like you said, just to score goals, and he has the leeway to play that way. Jonathan Toews doesn't really have the leeway to change his game because the Blackhawks don't have anybody else that can pick up the slack that's left behind from Toews when he can't be the do-it-all number 1 center. Like, having Max Domi be really good at the faceoff dot is great, but he and Toews don't play the same way.
Right.
And your other centers are Lafferty, Dickinson, Blackwell, Entwistle. Like, none of those guys are going to sniff half of what Jonathan Toews can do on the ice. So, really, I mean, he's kind of just pigeonholed into still trying to be what Jonathan Toews of old meant to the Blackhawks while he's at this point of his career where he can't do it anymore.
All right, we got Greg standing by at the United Center, but first, we want to tell you about our friends at Shady Rays. They never understood why sunglasses were so freaking expensive, so they changed it. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses this winter because our friends at Shady Rays have you covered. They're premium polarized shades, and when I say premium, I had seen Greg wearing the Shady Rays. I had not actually held them in my hand. When we got our pairs here, I was like, oh my God, these are legit. These are the nicest sunglasses I've ever had. They feature world-class optical clarity. They're super durable, and whatever style you like, they got it for you. If you like the basic, like I don't know if I could say the other brand name, but like the risky business style sunglasses that everybody wore in the 80s and they kind of came back, they've got those. If you're in like the Javi Baez, like rainbow mirror shades, they've got those. Ski goggles, whatever you're looking for, they've got it at Shady Rays. And the best part about them, they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. Lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your shades on day 1, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Throw them on the ice, off a cliff, whip them at somebody in traffic. They will replace them. Don't do that, though. Avoid road rage. Come on. Who would have such an idea? Even with that great of a protection plan, they still manage to make high-quality sunglasses that are just incredible. They've got 200,000 5-star reviews. That's a lot. And the best part, especially around the holidays, Shady Rays provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed and have donated over 20 million meals to date. So exclusively for our listeners, listen up. Shady Rays is running their deepest deal. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That's buy one, get one free. You can buy 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades.
And if you're looking to feel good while you look good, get yourself some AG1 from Athletic Greens. Their AG1 formula is designed to improve your gut health, optimize your immune system, and give you more natural energy. In just 1 scoop of AG1, you are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start or finish your day right. If you have different dietary restrictions, whether it's gluten-free or dairy-free or keto or vegan or paleo or whatever it is, You can fit AG1 into those diets and be good to go. It's easy to incorporate into your life no matter how busy you might be. It's a small once-a-day habit with big benefits, and right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's all you need. And to make it even easier, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/CHGO Blackhawks to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
All right, let's go out to the United Center and bring in our buddy Greg Boysen. What's up, Greg?
Hey, boys. How's the Groundhog Day postgame show going tonight?
It's fantastic.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Same old, as Jonathan Tays said.
I will say, though, we have a bunch of likes. We've got a bunch of people watching the video now.
Yeah,
but we don't have as many likes as we have viewers. That's not right. So smash that like button. Let us know you're there, as Reggie Dunlop would say. Bleed all over them. Let them know you're there. But what do we learn here?
5 forwards on the power play can be bad.
Yeah.
We did learn that.
Blackhawks need to play 60 minutes. They got to be more simple. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, Greg, thanks for
Sounds
joining
great.
us, man. Did he say anything specific about the 5 forward power play resulting in a breakaway that led to a goal?
He said that play, they would have scored if they would have had a defenseman out there because, like he talked about yesterday, all 5 guys gravitated to the puck and left Riley Smith wide open. He said no matter if they would have had a defenseman out there, the puck, I think it was Tyler Johnson's pass that kind of got a little deflected. Kane missed it. So he said that play didn't happen because Patrick Kane was back there. It happened because it was the turnover. They were slow to react, and then they all gravitated to William Karlsson and the puck, and Riley Smith was left wide open in the zone. He said he would have scored on that play if he had a defenseman out there, and everybody did the same thing anyway. So he wasn't ready to say, yep, that's my bad, that shouldn't have happened. He blamed the guys that were out there because nobody did anything to prevent it.
That's relatively fair, but I think if you have a guy who's a little bit more defensively instinctual than Patrick Kane,
yeah,
credit how he defended the breakaway, but after it, he didn't do much to try and cover the open ice. Maybe someone who's a little bit more defensively minded might think, hey, there's some open ice over there. There's probably a Vegas Golden Knight player streaking down that open ice. I should probably cover it. That could have been a difference, but honestly, would it have made that much of a difference?
No, not really.
He said that's been a problem. The watching the puck, he said that was how they scored their 3rd goal. He named Kurashev by name, saying like he kind of stood there and was watching. And by the time he realized Kessel was there and the play was going to be made, it was too late. He had 2 steps on him and there was nothing he could do. And he said he liked the first period because they were moving their feet. But after that, they kind of stopped doing that and they kind of a lot of puck watching. And, Jake McCabe mentioned after the game, we got to talk to Taylor Radish and Jake McCabe. And Jake McCabe, wearing his heart on his sleeve, not a happy camper, basically said, hey, I mean, if we played in the first 2 periods like we played in the 3rd period, maybe we win that game. But he said this slump, this losing streak, whatever you want to call it, it's not from a lack of effort. He said guys are playing their asses off out there, but it needs to be simple. They need to get the puck to the net and get bodies in front of the net, and as he, to quote him, and start hacking and whacking in front of the net, and that's how this is going to happen. And Luke Richardson said that too. He said guys are looking for the perfect shot, and they need to stop doing that. They're taking that extra second to line up a perfect shot, and it allows a stick to get in the way. It allows a defender to get in position. It allows the goalie to get in position. He says, just get it and shoot it, just like Taylor Radish did on his goal.
That's what we say every freaking
show.
podcast.
And remember when they had my favorite thing is when they had the practice a couple weeks ago of the shooting practice, like, hey, go practice shooting. Max Domi wasn't in that practice. He took like a maintenance day. It's like, yes, and it's understandable. It is totally understandable that we constantly have to remind ourselves and our listeners and viewers that these dudes are human. And the more they struggle and the less luck they have, the less confident they're going to feel. And you can come up with as many unreadable charts as you want on Twitter. You can tell me who's worth $1.5 million, whatever you want to do. None of that breaks down the human element, which absolutely matters and is an absolute factor. You can see, look, if Patrick Kane has like a 2-goal game tomorrow against Minnesota, just watch. Just watch the goals start pouring in, right? Like it's just, and it goes from top to bottom. All these guys, you can see. And when I say body language, it doesn't mean these guys aren't hustling, but when the play is blown dead, heads down, skating to the bench, frustrated, upset. Because, Greg, you are right, and Jake McCabe is right. They are playing hard. And, yeah, sometimes they get mesmerized by the puck, and sometimes they're not thinking clearly out there, but all of that has to go, to me, to the mental side of the game. We talked about it last year with Kirby Dach a lot. When you're thinking on the ice, you are screwed. And you've got 12 forwards and 6 defensemen out there thinking on the ice. And that's what happens when things start to go poorly. Yes, the effort's there. Yes, they play hard. It is simply a matter of talent.
Yeah. That's
what it is. And it's not just they don't have a lot of goal scorers. It's they have guys who, hey, there's an open, my winger's open. Damn it, I put the pass at his feet. Or, oh, there's a puck coming to the blue line. Damn it, I couldn't keep it in. Those things that seem not insignificant, but less than huge at the moment, as they add up through the course of the game, you lose 4-1. Guess what? If 3 of those passes connect on that wide open winger, maybe it's 4-4, right? Like, it really does matter. The game is this tight, and the talent between the top and bottom teams, these guys are all professionals. And it's those little things. Think about the Dynasty Hawks. I never saw a team in my life better at keeping the puck in at the blue line. It seems like not a big deal, but guess what? If you had a 30-second shift, the puck starts to make its way out, and Nicholas Hjalmarsson keeps it in, that other team's defense is backed up, and they're stuck on the ice for another 25 seconds. They're dog tired. And you're going to score. Like, all these things add up and pile up, and that's where the talent gap comes in. So we can make our graphs and talk to a red in the face, but it's simply a matter of talent. This team is designed to do exactly what it is doing.
I referenced my senior year high school football team yesterday on the podcast. We had 13 players. Most of those players had gone through our football system for 3 to 4 years. We could not run what we had been taught 2 and 3 years ago offensively because we literally didn't have the capability to run that deep of a playbook. We had to simplify so much because we literally were just so shorthanded and so short on talent that we had to take a thick playbook and cut it down to take 80% of it out just to run simple things. And this is what this Blackhawks team has to get to. They have to get to where they are playing so simple that we talk about they have to have a mistake-free game to have a chance to win. They have to play so simple and take away the opportunity for mistakes so much to try and turn this slump and losing streak around. Now, I know there's 2 sides of it because, hey, they're last. They have the best odds right now at the first overall pick, and that's the goal of this season. So we don't want them to completely turn it around to become a playoff team. It's not going to happen. But they need to be thrown a bone every now and then to get a win. To look at a few games ago when they beat the Rangers, how much it meant to just get a game where they're actually winning, get out to a lead, hold a lead, like how much that needed to happen for them. And it kind of reset some of the body language in the locker room, on the ice after, on the ice during games and things like that. It was a reset. So this team needs to play so simple and to what McCabe said, I'm just glad that there's an NHL player that can like just say it so bluntly, to be just like, we literally have to just throw the puck at the net and just swing randomly and hope something happens. Like, that's as simple as they have to play right now.
Start throwing it at the net. That's it.
Yep.
Hey, Greg, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, they know they have to play simple. The issue is, so does everybody that plays them knows that they're not going to get anything special, and they can just wait for them to shoot themselves in the foot and take advantage of it. That's what we've been seeing a lot.
That's also true. Was there any update on Tyler Johnson? He missed the third period.
That was the biggest news to come out of Luke's presser. Tyler did not play in the third period. His ankle it was bothering him. It was sore. He didn't have an update. He said he was still with the trainer when he met with us. So, he was hopeful that it's not anything too serious. It's just some soreness. Didn't rule him out for tomorrow, but I'd be shocked if he played. You've got two healthy forwards in Tkachuk and Reese Johnson you could throw in there. Obviously, not the same type of player. It's going to make your offense struggle even more. But, we've been without Tyler Johnson for 20 games already this year. So it just seemed, the poor guy just seemed he can't catch a break and stay healthy. But hopefully it's not too serious. But that was the only update we got on Tyler.
Yeah, that sucks.
Boy, that sucks because not that they're like winning with him back, but he makes things so much better for the Hawks to have him be able to play in your top six, play in your power play, offer another right-handed shot with some offensive skill, and he plays his ass off too. That's another guy who's 5'7", 5'8", and is just out there giving everything he's got. I hope it's I hope it's just a minor setback, but
he's a voice in the locker room too.
Yeah,
that brings something to the team. So it would suck if he's unavailable for another period of time here. Yeah,
it's real tough. Anything about we haven't gotten to this yet because we've been waxing poetic as we always do. Anything on the Tinordi hit? Did Luke have anything to say in terms of that?
No, there was no discussion of it. I mean, I don't know what to discuss. It's a clean hit. Hit a guy in the shoulder. I mean, if Vegas wants to cry about it, too effing bad. That was a clean hit. Boo-hoo. Move on.
Two of the best hits of the week, Jared Tinordi tonight and Ryan Reeves yesterday. Both teams on the ice tomorrow, Minnesota and Chicago.
Maybe they'll hit each other and the entire arena will implode and we won't have to watch 3 periods of that game.
Yes, big show in Brock Lesnar style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack the ice.
Yeah. I liked what Tinordi brought tonight, physicality, trying to get the team to respond by being a big guy and laying some wood on someone. He was brought in to do exactly that, and he's lived up to that presence. And every now and then you need a moment like that can potentially turn things around. Didn't happen tonight, but he's a guy that's come in. He hasn't been too much of a liability most nights.
No, he's been fine.
And he's been a physical presence that this team really doesn't have. So outside of Jujhar Khaira and Reese Johnson, but good to have him there on the back end.
And the thing about Tinordi is he lets those hits come to him. He doesn't just skate around looking to destroy somebody. He gets himself in a position. If a guy is coming, he says, "Okay, buddy, you're going for a ride."
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody in the chat a little earlier kind of compared him to Zadorov. No, it's not the same. He's as physical like Zadorov, but Zadorov would skate his ass 50 feet out of position to give a hit up at the blue line, where Tinordi just let it come to him. Case in point, that hit on Cotter. You don't want to see a guy get hurt, but he let him skate right into the hit and took him down, and it looked like he hurt his shoulder. Cotter had a rough night because he got hit earlier in the night by McCabe and was like grabbing his arm or his hand going to the bench. So rough night. Even what makes that even worse is his parents were here tonight. So it's just not whoops. But hey, when Jared Tinordi is on the ice, you better be aware because he will hurt your shoulder. That's not the first shoulder he's hurt this season.
Not the first, not the last shoulder.
In the second intermission tonight, Troy Murray said, and maybe it was hyperbole, but he said Jared Tinordi is the one guy here who's doing his job every night.
Hard to argue with that.
hard to argue.
Brought in to do what he's supposed to do, and we saw that. Was that the waiver claim or was Dickinson?
That was a waiver claim.
Yeah,
Dickinson
he was a waiver claim.
The Stillman trade.
Yeah, and he's been in the lineup, I think, every night, at least most nights, and just
if he's been healthy, he's been able to.
In
be
the game where he got to stitches, 50 to 100 stitches, they say. Here's my question:
they lost count.
How do you not know, as the stitcher, how many? Did you just stop counting? I guess
they probably stopped counting.
Go ahead, Richardson said that Tinordi was getting mad because he was taking too long to stitch him up. He was like, "Come on, dude, I need to get back out there." And the guy's like, "I gotta do another layer." You had to get layers of stitches.
Yeah. It had to be. They had to have. Anytime you have the phrase internal stitching, not great, not the kind of stitching that you'd like to have if you have to have any stitching.
I'm seeing some stuff in the chat about should we bring Tinordi back next year? Sure, maybe. It depends who else is here. Next year is I think going to be a year where we start seeing more of these young guys coming up and playing.
Yeah.
So if you still have Murphy and McCabe, I don't know if you want to take away a spot from an Isaac Phillips or a Vlasic or Regula. Next year, I think, is going to be the year that those guys get to play full-time NHL. So if a McCabe or a Murphy is moved at the deadline or in the offseason maybe, then sure, bring him back. But I think what he's been able to do this year is going to have there'll be some competition for Jared Tinordi, I think, this offseason. I think a lot of teams out there. Tinordi, the way he's playing, he might not even be on this team after March 3rd. He could get flipped for a 5th or 6th round pick to a playoff team that's looking for a guy that's just going to hit somebody in the playoffs. That's attractive at the deadline.
That's how you rebuild too. Like, yeah, we can talk about trading Kane and Taves all the time, but you pick up a guy on waivers for nothing and you turn him into a draft asset. Sure, maybe it's a 5th or 6th round pick, but it's one you didn't have.
Yep.
It's one that can be packaged with a 3rd to become a 2nd.
For free.
Who knows? It's a free pick. Yeah. So I really, you know what I've noticed about him, and Greg, you mentioned it with your Zadorov comparison, which was spot on. I feel like I was the one guy that likes Zadorov because he's kind of a goof and he liked to crush people.
He's got great style.
Yeah, yes, he does. But the ability for Tinordi to, like you said, wait for the play to come to him is so spot on. He has a really solid understanding of angles. Mm-hmm. Like, he can kind of read, despite his like overall lack of speed and agility, he knows his own speed. He knows where to cut off a forward coming in, knows where the point of impact's going to be without it being a charge. That's the sort of thing, like, you see that a lot in football. They call it a pursuit angle, right? The same thing goes in hockey where Tinordi says, all right, if I'm going to meet this guy at the boards, I need to skate here. He's going to come here and I'm going to hit him. He's got a really solid understanding of that because you very rarely see Tinordi come up empty on a hit. Sometimes you'll have a guy misread the speed of the forward or whatever and just come up with a face full of boards while the skater gets past him. You don't see that with Tinordi. Granted, it helps that he's 6'6", 230 or whatever, but he just seems to have a really solid understanding of where he needs to be at that point of impact, and just something to keep an eye on when you watch him play. I mean, look, there's not a ton that really matters this year, but just thought it was kind of an interesting observation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he hasn't been a guy that's been, like I said, most nights he's not a detriment defensively. And being able to, be that physical presence without, clearly giving up offensive opportunities to the opponent is it's not a bad thing.
All right, shall we get to our 4 stars of the game?
Let's do it.
Sounds good to me.
Contract says we have to.
The number 1 star of the game for the Vegas Golden Knights, Riley Smith, 2 goals, empty netter. Come on. On 2 shots, that's 100% shooting. Good game for him. He's the number 1 star. Number 2 star was William Karlsson. He had 2 assists, was a +2. One shot on goal, 3 missed shots, and another and delivered a hit of his own. And Jonathan Marchessault, he was the 3rd star, also 2 assists, 1 shot on goal, 2 more attempts. I don't know how Logan Thompson is not a star of the game. As snake bit as the Hawks are, he played a huge part in that. He made some huge saves.
Yeah,
had some help from the posts, of course. But Logan Thompson played a terrific game for the Golden Knights. And how do you just not put Phil
Kessel? And that's why
Kessel?
He's your 4th star.
Yeah, why not put Phil Kessel in there just for funsies?
Wish we could.
We should go meet him at the Wiener Circle.
Oh, he's definitely there.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, my 4-star of the game is going to go to Philip Kurashev. No shots on goal. No assists, no points, no plus, no minus, no penalty minutes, no shot attempts.
If you just looked at his stat sheet, you wouldn't think he played.
Well, he won 100% of his faceoffs. He was 2-0.
There you go.
But did hit the post twice and was just noticeable in all ends of the ice. He got final tally was 1:55 of power play time, 20 seconds of shorthanded time. Just really liked his all-around game. Very, very involved, very, very engaged. So props to Philip Kurashev. He gets my 4-star of the night.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to give my 4th star to Taylor Radish for scoring a goal.
Way to go, Taylor.
In the typical Taylor Radish fashion. Just throw it on the net and hope it goes in. Now, if only 17 other guys will start implementing that philosophy, maybe we'll have a few more goals to talk about. Here's a fun stat on Taylor Radish. He has scored 2 goals in his last 3 shots. Shoot the puck more, Taylor. That's my advice. All right, there, I'm done.
Yeah, that's good advice. Good advice for Taylor Radish and every Blackhawk. Shoot more. No bad things come from a shot on goal. My 4th star of the night is someone that we have talked about a lot tonight. It is Jaron Tenorti. For all the reasons that we've said tonight, I'll reiterate one more time. Not much of a defensive liability most nights. Physical presence. Even with the 2/3 cage, he's still out there flying around and laying some wood. Not flying around in a haphazardly way,
right?
Though. Flying around in a purposeful way, using his body well. So hats off to Jared Tenorti tonight, my 4th star.
All right, and with that, before we let Greg go, we're going to get to our DraftKings King of the Game.
King of the Game.
And it is our beloved Philip the Thrillip Kurashev. 2 posts, 100% effort,
Yes.
17:26 of total ice time. Solid game for Philip Kurashev, so he gets our DraftKings King of the Game. Greg, anything to add before we let you go?
How do I top that? I mean, no. Hawks are probably, I think the Hawks are already on their airplane to Minnesota. They're flying there tonight so they can sleep in the hotel. And at this point, they're probably going to get there. They're going to get to Minnesota before I get home. So good on them.
They probably got Chipotle on the plane.
Oh, my God, I love Chipotle. Chipotle's my life. All right, Greg. Have a good one, man. Drive safe in this rainy, snowy, whatever this shit is.
That's crap.
Yeah, be safe, man.
I'll see you boys tomorrow night. Blackhawks
All right, my
Wild.
friend.
It's going to be a hockey game.
Nice.
It will indeed. That is Greg Boysen live from the United Center. Make sure you're following him on Twitter at Greg Boysen. Hey, do us a favor, smash that like button. We've got over 50 likes. That's like the most we've had in a long time. Let's try to get to 65.
I like those
before
likes.
the end of the show. Let's get to
like
65 likes before the show ends, and I'll take my shirt off if we don't.
An Andrew Shaw number of likes.
You've been warned. If you don't get to 65, the shirt's coming off. All right. Hockey fans, light the lamp this winter with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NHL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. If that wasn't enough excitement, you can turn small bets into bigger payouts with same-game parlays. That's what me and Mario did. I won. You won.
I won big.
Mario won big. I had the very obvious bet of Vegas scores first and has a first period lead. Boom, I turned $5 into $11.25. What did you do?
I bet Vegas to score first and win. And they did both those things, so check that off the list.
There you
Big
go.
winner tonight. So, yeah, love those same-game parlays.
They're a lot of fun. You combine multiple bets like who will win, how many goals will be scored, and more for your shot at an even bigger payout right now. Do it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code CHGO. Bet $5 on any NHL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Speaking of DraftKings,
Yeah.
it's Thursday. I don't know what that
It
means.
is.
It's time for the pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
I am going with the pick of the week this week. I don't know the last time I had it, but I think I won it.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. But pick of the week, I'm going to go to the world of football.
Football, the beautiful game.
The beautiful game. The World Cup wraps up on Sunday. A matchup between defending World Cup champion France and Argentina. The odds here are pretty even.
They are so weird.
It is.
I guess soccer is just kind of weird to bet on, but
so the match result. Now here's the thing to
pay attention
pay attention to. Betting the match result does not necessarily mean the overall winner. There is a separate bet for who will win the game outright. But I'm going with the odds of the match result, which means no extra time. So this is for the game to end in 90 minutes. The odds are even on both teams. Plus 180 on Argentina, plus 180 on France. If you want to really be wild, you can bet the plus 210 on the game to end in a draw in 90 minutes, therefore then going to extra time. But this is the pick. This is where you're going to win your money here. The bet is, pick of the week for me, is Argentina to win in 90 minutes, and we're going to pair that with an over 2.5 goals. So we're going to have ourselves an exciting final on Sunday, and Argentina will be lifting their second World Cup in national history.
I love it. I agree or something. Yes. People were mad at me for my soccer observation yesterday, which I disagree with.
It's
correct. Just an observation.
Your correct soccer observation.
Yes. I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you, from 20 years of dealing with sports fans, I know how they think, and I'm correct in what I'm saying. However, what I'm saying is I disagree with what they're thinking. Okay. I just confuse you big time. Less confusing is the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program. It's committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve save money and energy. Mm-hmm. They offer free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities, whether it's lighting, HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes. Within 3 or 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Don't wait. Get started saving money and energy today. For energy-saving tips and to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz. That's ComEd.com/poweringbiz. Ready to sign up for a facility assessment? Call them at 1-855-433-2700 during normal business hours to speak with a ComEd Energy Efficiency Program representative, or email businessee@comed.com, or request an assessment online on their website at comed.com/facility assessment. Hey, have you gotten your 81 Legendary Design t-shirt yet from the CHGO Locker?
You should.
Go do that. They're pretty sweet. They're shipping out soon. If you ordered one, make sure you go to chgolocker.com, get that Legendary 81 design. And remember, if you are a diehard, you save 20% on all CHGO merch all the damn time. And if you're not a diehard and you sign up to become one, that shirt's free.
You get it for free.
Boom. So sign up, become a diehard, allchgo.com. All right, we got a super chat. Oh, sorry.
I was say, and if you are a diehard, you get the ability to read Greg and myself read our work in the rebuild report, which went up this afternoon.
Great stuff.
Highlighting the prospect system of the Blackhawks. A lot of chatter about the World Junior Championships, Men's World Junior Championships coming up later this month, and the Rockford Ice Hogs are red hot right now. So a lot of good information from Greg and I on the prospect system.
All right, here's a super chat from our buddy, the Lebowski 5.
Speaking of
dumb
prospects.
question. It's not a dumb question. If you guys were doing the show back in 06, 07, would there have been a similar consensus focus on the tank and the prize of Patrick Kane?
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
The Blackhawks were not tanking.
They were not trying to lose
in 06, 07. They were very fortunate in the lottery to end up with the top overall pick to land Patrick Kane. And if memory serves me correctly,
yes,
one of the biggest bloopers in NHL history, Patrick Stefan missing the empty net goal for the Dallas Stars, I think it was. Him missing that empty net goal, the Oilers being able to go back the other way, and Ales Hemsky being able to score to send the game to overtime, allowed the Blackhawks to have better odds in the draft lottery, then leading to them winning the number 1 overall pick and drafting Patrick Kane. Would we have been talking about a tank? I don't think so.
No.
I think we would have been talking about how disappointing it has been to watch Brent Seabrook and Duncan Keith not be good players at 21 years old.
And how big of horrible signings Adrian Aucoin and Martin Lapointe.
Yes.
And I believe, is Matthew Barnaby the same year?
Yes,
it was those 3.
Yeah.
Barnaby, Lapointe, and Aucoin were like the 3 big free agent signings, and they all sucked butt.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they were not trying to tank. It was just another season of Blackhawks incompetence.
Brings me back to driving around in my first ever car, a PT Cruiser.
Nice. You're the Monopoly guy. All right.
That works.
Let's update the poll here on the YouTubes. The Hawks are currently lead the tank standings. Do you believe they're the worst team in the NHL? 67% of you say yes.
Okay.
33% therefore say no.
That's 2/3.
It is 2/3.
We're
I'm a little
nailing
bit
the
on the
math
fence
tonight.
on this one. I just, when you look at Anaheim, it's like, look at all these great young players.
Yeah.
And we all, Greg keeps beating himself up because he picked them to make the playoffs this year. That wasn't like, it was a bit of a like, okay, maybe, but it wasn't like an absurd thought.
It was a gamble. It was a gamble pick.
Yes.
I said the same thing. I thought Anaheim was going to flirt with the playoffs and probably get in.
Yeah.
And with the talent that they have, they brought in John Klingberg. They looked like a team that was going to take another step. And you don't have good goaltending, and you have your up and coming players, and the guys you brought in, just everybody underperforming, and they're at where they're at. When you have an underperforming team and bad goaltending, you're going to be bad. It's a simple recipe. And so I don't think Anaheim is the worst team in the league, but they're positioned as one of the worst teams in the league. I think the Blackhawks were constructed by Kyle Davidson on purpose to be in this position because the goal is to have the best odds possible to draft Connor Bedard first overall. And so they're the worst team. And you look at these two teams on paper, they're last or second to last or bottom 3, bottom 5 in every category. But if you put the Blackhawks and the Ducks in a 7-game series in the toilet bowl, I think the Ducks win that 7-game series.
It's hard to argue. I mean, the roster is so much better than they're playing. It's just so much better. Mm-hmm. And I was just looking at it, and it's like, yeah, like top to bottom, maybe not bottom, but for the most part, they've got NHL players that would play on most teams in the league.
Yeah.
On their roster, and they're just really sucking it up this year. And No Roy Just Rage says, I feel the Ducks will pull a winning streak here. It feels that way.
They could.
I mean, they've certainly got the firepower to do it. I can't imagine that all their goalies are going to have goals against averages of 4 or above, which is what they have now.
Well, I believe John Gibson had a lower body injury, I think either the last game or the game before.
That'll help.
That caused a recall for their top goaltending prospect, Lucas Dostal, to come up. And I think there's a lot of optimism in the Ducks organization for Dostal. So he pulls a Soderblom and plays really well and helps that team go back up the standings and put some space between them and the Blackhawks.
That'd be beautiful. And with that, let's do it. It is time to update.
Make it official.
The tank standings and simulate the draft lottery as we do. All right. So, the Blackhawks have the fewest amount of points in the NHL. Now, remember, the Hawks have 3 games in hand on the Ducks. So, when you're going to point percentage, the Ducks are still lowest, and that will translate when we do our Tankathon sim. But points-wise, The Blackhawks with 18 points in 28 games. The Ducks, 19 points in 31 games. Columbus, 22 and 29. Arizona, 22 and 27. And San Jose, 25 and 31. So there are your point. If you're sorting by points, there are your tank standings. Now,
of all the teams right there on that graphic,
yeah,
based on points percentage, the best team is Arizona.
Yeah.
How about that? Go PHNX.
Good for them.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, God, if they get Bedard to play in front of 5,000 people.
They won't.
How dumb.
They won't.
All right, so now we're going to do our daily Tankathon draft simulation. So we go to tankathon.com.
Tankathon.
Now you can see, because of points percentage or points per game is how they sort it here, the Anaheim Ducks are number one still. So we're gonna smash that sim lottery button and see what happens. Here we go. Whoa! Oh no! So the way it showed up,
Yikes.
The Philadelphia Flyers, who had a 7.5% chance at the number one pick, they move up 5 spots to get the number one pick. Montreal moves up 8 spots to get the number 2 pick. Anaheim picks 3rd. They actually move down 2 spots, and the Hawks end up 4th, down 2 spots. Ugh. Columbus and San Jose coming in 5 and 6. All right, we got to do it again because that sucked. Let's do it again.
We're not leaving on that note.
I don't like it.
One more spin.
I don't like it.
Reset the lottery.
Yeah, let's reset this bad boy.
Come on, Gary.
All right, come on. Let's be better.
Fix it for your original
let's do
6.
it.
All right, here we go.
Still not great, but Anaheim gets the first pick, Arizona second, and the Hawks third. Oh God! It just the more we do this, the less
we've only spun it once, and they've stayed at number 2, or that only one time that's happened.
I sat here before the show and I kept hitting it, and like 3 times in a row, St. Louis got the number 1 overall pick, and I almost threw my computer out the window.
Is there another website that sims the lottery? I don't know if we can trust this Tankathon.
Yeah, it's frustration-a-thon. How many likes do we have?
We have 58.
Tarps off.
57.
Cut the show.
I can't take my shirt off because this is the shirt of my former employer. Next time I'm doing the show shirtless. Damn it. Yeah, smash that like button on the way out. In all seriousness, though, the Hawks are statistically the worst team in hockey.
Cheers to
and
that.
we do these post-game shows, and we still have our loyal fans in here, like Lebowski, Windy City Hockey, No Roy Just Rage, Chuckle Mucko, Region Rev, and a bunch of new faces
new people
all the
popping
time.
In. Love it.
Yeah.
Everyone is
like Alan K
happy
is
to come
relatively
on
new and has been super active in the chat. We appreciate it. And if you're just lurking, jump in the chat. Share your thoughts. We don't make fun of many people in here. And if you're just a troll, we ignore you.
Most of the time.
Yeah, so, just feel free to hang out. Everyone here is welcoming.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
It's the holiday season. It's the time of giving. Give us your likes.
Exactly
and your
right.
thumbs ups.
That's right. All right.
Speaking of holiday season, I think we should properly introduce our snowman friend.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Stan Snowman.
Stan Snowman.
Yeah, that's our we can say that name. Mario said, "What rhymes with Stan?" And I said, "Nothing."
Not much.
So,
yeah. I was trying to go like Schman Schmoman, but yeah. Stan Snowman. He's here for the holiday season. What's it say on his shirt?
Let's go Hawks.
On his body?
Go Hawks. Yeah.
Go Hawks.
And we're going to smash them with a hammer after the holiday season ends. RJ in the chat says hi. Hey, RJ. Thanks for jumping in.
RJ.
See, don't be shy. We're happy to have you here. So thanks for hanging out with us. We're back tomorrow night. Hawks at Wild. Puck drop 7 p.m.
Oh, Dan Snowman.
Nah, I like Stan Snowman.
Stan Snowman.
That's fine. We can go with that one. Thanks for the effort, though, Lebowski.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to Steven for running the show. Thanks to all of you for being here with us in the post games. We appreciate it tonight and every night. Follow me on Twitter at Jay Zawaski. Mario is at Mario_Tirabassi. Greg is at Greg Boysen. And we are at CHGO_Blackhawks on Twitter. And we'll let you know where we show up on Mastodon.
Or post.
Mastodon's weird, man.
I
don't get it.
I don't think that's the future.
There's like 700 Mastodons, and
it's
weird.
It's too. Yeah, that's not the future.
I don't like it.
I don't know. Maybe we'll just all start shouting out our windows.
So if you didn't see what happened, we'll do it real quick. Elon blocked reporters that were critical of him. Then he put a poll up saying, when should I unblock these people? It put like now or in 7 days. And people are like, do it now. And he said, I put too many poll options up there. We'll have to do it again. It's like, what are you doing?
Such a Captain Chudwack over here.
Yeah. Confirm Pudwack.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's enough. Let's go home. It's snowing. It's very beautiful outside.
Is it?
I love snow, man. Snow and snowmen. and Stan Snowman.
And Stan
But
Snowman.
snow brings me joy. Even if I'm in my car, I love it.
I like the winters. I do like a good snow. This stuff today where it was like the snow rain mix.
It's stuck at home. We had snow on the grass, snow on the lawn.
Get it out of here. I want real snow. I want big,
Yeah.
fluffy Charlie Brown flakes that I can catch on my tongue.
Bring me a snowstorm that keeps us home. Bring it.
Hey, we don't get the day off work. We can do
No,
this
we still get to
remotely.
do it. Yeah.
But
still get to do
yes,
the show.
at home, that'd be nice.
All right. All right, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Make
Thanks
my
for being
own
here.
Stan Snowman.
We appreciate it. How many likes we got? 60.
60. Yeah, we got the Stan Snowman bump up to 60.
9 more likes would be really nice. Just saying.
Ah.
All right, let's wrap it up. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.